YouTube. I don't even
There
know
we
what
go with
platform we're on.
YouTube on that.
See what happens when you overwork me?
Wow.
My mind today, though, it's just been...
Oh, I think
it doesn't
I did
even
it
make
again.
sense. You did do it again. But that's okay because I love this brand. It's Neutrogena Hydro Boost. And really with the... I was going to say the windy weather, but it hasn't really been windy. But with this cold weather and getting those chapped lips, this one's a good one.
Cold?
Yeah, it's been like freezing the last 2 days. Why am I doing this? I'm supposed to get ready for a show. And we're going on Facebook. You ready?
Yes.
Well, you have no choice. Sharp stickers. Right ones.
It's that funky slide guitar music that comes on every Monday through Friday on Newswire on Twitch, Facebook, and
on YouTube. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and share us all over your world. And check out our Instagram page too. And our Parlor account that we'll have up tomorrow.
There you go.
Yes.
My maybe. Hopefully. Thanks. Of that. Check out the new studio. I hope you like it. We're doing some stuff on that. We're panicking that. No, you're doing a really great job at that, putting it together.
Nothing like a last minute.
Yes, everything. Well, you know, when it's always when you're doing a newbie thing, you know, the last minute, everything looks like it's fine and dandy, and then you get ready to do the show, and then it all goes poof again.
And nothing fits like it should.
Yeah, nothing fits like it should, or doesn't fit, or overfits, or underfits.
And I forgot what I was supposed to be doing right now, but I know it was something important. I'm just kidding.
So bear with us. We'll be doing that, but as you see, we're stepping up the game here a little bit on the show, making it more interactive, a little bit maybe polished and professional. So we'll appreciate.
Now we just gotta tweak you a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's never gonna happen.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. We like
on the
you
polish
way you
and
are.
professional, probably a whole heck of a lot.
We like you the way you are.
Thank you. I bet you the county wasn't, or I don't think the chair of the Board of Supervisors, Victor Emmanuel Perez.
A lot of people like our studio, though. Thanks for all the love.
Yes, well,
We
that's what.
appreciate
Any
it.
suggestions or things to throw in on that? Give them a roll in the comments, or feel free to do that.
All suggestions are welcomed.
Yes, that
Almost.
on the old enchilada going on there. Getting back to maybe some basics or stuff. So hit me number 4 on the old deal. Is this truck? I think Cliff posted this. Is where I got it. But is this supposed to be romantic? This cracked me up. I never really thought of that. You know, you really want to sit, you know, with someone on the toilet. What, are you supposed to have a conversation or something while you're taking a blank?
But you know what?
Are you supposed to coordinate this?
They're gonna hate me so much for saying this right now, but my sisters used to do that. Like we would sit in the hallway and all talk.
Well, I kind of get the girls thing in the bathroom and as the social scene thing, but yeah, that I mean that's when it put "is this supposed to be romantic" thing on there. I mean that kind of cracked me. I mean that's
I don't get it though. Why would they have 2? I mean that was just us posting around in the hallway. Facing each other?
Not really facing. You're actually not. Yeah, you'd have to turn your head sideways to talk to the person. That whole thing makes no sense to me. Any way you're going at it. If like what you were talking about, if you wanted to, or you know, if you wanted to have a girl conversation in there like you guys do in the bathrooms all the time, you would want to put them like we're sitting side by side, I would imagine, so you could have your conversation going on while you're doing your business.
Carla has a good point, though. She writes in saying, no, it's not romantic. What if they both need to go number 2?
Well, yeah.
At the same time.
And that's what I say. Are you
See,
gonna synchronize
a
your
mother of 4? No, I'm appreciating this a little bit more.
But
Thank you, Carla, for opening my eyes.
yeah, that's because it looks like it's in it doesn't look like it's in your stock everyday regular, I mean, it looks like it's in a kind of a fancy bathroom, like off a master bedroom or something thing.
Right.
So the whole thing just kind of caught me as a funny and ironic as
I think it's kind of cute.
Of that. So on to that, and we'll get back to more of the serious news of the day. First one, and we'll start off with the let's see if we can find it, with the once golden state of California. As my stuff disappeared. Why does it do that? Every time you touch the thing, it goes back. Maybe if I go back, no.
What are you doing?
I just lost my the visual I had ready to put up, so I'm going to have to find it again on that. What I wanted to talk about on the whole enchilada of that.
Closed again?
There it is.
Gotcha.
There it is. Now hit me number 4 on that as we run on the fly.
I'm gonna do that.
Counties moving back to purple. Sacramento, San Diego, and Stanislaus joining Riverside, San Bernardino, and LA, which are already in the purple. And purple is the most locked down of the deal on that.
Yes.
As of the counties on that. Counties moving back to red were Amador, Contra Costa, El Dorado, Placer, and Santa Cruz. Counties moving back to the orange, moderate, Modoc, Siskiyou, and Trinity. And the big thing, and we're going to talk about this a little bit, Orange County, home to lots of theme parks like Disneyland and Knott's Berry Farms, is in the red. But it said if they don't get their caseload up, they're going back to the purple next week. Or if they don't improve their statistics, according to Gavin's gulag on there, they're going back to purple next week, which even puts out Disneyland even being farther on that. And
why are you pointing at everything?
Well, give me the lockdown logo in there while we're doing that. But when we come back to us, and when put the lockdown logo in. But yeah, we're coming to the thing of. We're going backwards in California. Fauci said it. Newsom said it yesterday at his press conference. Biden said it at his press conference. We're going to have lockdowns. We're going to deal with the Disney and what Fauci said and all this stuff. And we will have Dr. Kelly Victory on in a little bit on that to fill us in and comment on all of this stuff going on. But yeah, we're not getting out of Gavin's gulag. And I was down at Riverside County again, and they had the COVID updates as they were as it was shown on the old thing, and I said the same thing. I said you're playing in Gavin's gulag game. Stop. He's not ever going to. There you go.
I don't like that though. I can't get it to fit the whole thing.
Well, that's fine. I mean, we're getting the idea of it.
It's bothering me.
Well, don't let it bother you. Of that. But no, that's the whole thing. We are going backwards. Not only, and I've said it many times. What?
Nothing. I'm talking to the people.
Don't let the cancer of California spread across the nation. And it is. You heard it yesterday of that. California's locking down. We're getting all this stuff. Now you're seeing it roll out across the country. And you're seeing, you thought Disneyland was, and I said, you might as well forget. I mean, I'm getting to the point, I'm thinking Disneyland is probably somewhere in 21 just going to pull the plug on Anaheim and California and say, we're out of here.
I bet you the same thing.
Of that, because here of that, and put the, I had the Disneyland one on, so see if you can find that, of that. And guess what happened? 28,000 Disney employees were laid off or furloughed about a month ago, and most of them were in, most of them were in Disney of Anaheim, of that. So we're looking at that, and here is the story of what we're talking about when it goes to that. They're not announcing it this time on there, but Disney announces furloughs as theme parks remain shuttered. The move follows the announcement as tens of thousands of layoffs in September. There you go. You know, that was what, 28,000, and most of them were in, at Disneyland Anaheim. I think 20,000 plus of them. Some of them were in Florida and their overseas theme parks. But now they didn't say how many, but they said now it's not only working staff, executives, and everything. Disneyland President Ken Patrick broke the news Monday in a letter to workers saying the furloughs will affect executives' hourly and hourly cast. And it affects both Disneyland and California Adventure. Done this. Look for it. I don't see that they're going to be opening, anytime soon. If Orange County goes back to purple next week, as has been indicated, then they got to jump through 3 sections just to get to the yellow, where they can only open up at 25%. Mind you, in Gavin's gulag, there is no green. There is no nothing past that. That's the tops. Disneyland cannot survive on a model, as their park is built now, at 25% capacity. Nobody, movie theaters, restaurants, practically any business cannot survive on an average of 25% capacity. If they built it to, let's just pick a number, and I don't know, 100,000 a day go through Disneyland on an average before the madness started. They cannot survive, they cannot keep the park open as it is on 25,000 a day. Because the model is built to run on 100,000 a day coming through the doors. And that many people, 3/4, even if they do come back at 25%, that means still probably 3/4 of the people are not coming back, of the 20-some thousand just in Disneyland in the Anaheim area, right, that are not coming back. So you take that, what's that, about 16 or 15,000? 15,000 of those 20 are not coming back at 25% if we ever get to that point. So
Carla writes in that she heard on CNN that 60,000 people are in the hospital with COVID.
That's BS. And this is one thing down at the county. And I caught him and nobody said anything. The guy that gave the report, I think he's the OES director, Office of Emergency Services or something. And he said, he showed the chart. We were, our height was about 160 or so in ICUs. We went down to 30, about 32 with their lowest. We're up to about 60. And he said, we're going to put the chart back up now that is climbing a little bit. And I said, why were we not putting the chart up when it was down to 32? Is that propaganda, or what? Why when it was looking good are we doing that? And the reason it's going back up is because of your policies of masks and everything else of that. Because go back to the original statistics of Dr. Kaiser, they were saying. They said over 1,000 were going to die in that. They said if we wore masks, it was down to 400. Well, what? We were about a month where we weren't mandated on masks. They're going to say that was the cause of the 1,000. No, coronavirus is going to run its course. And they tried to box Sweden because they're infinitesimal, as they flatlined for about 4 months. It's went up a little bit. But I said that's probably from immigration from other countries where this is exploding, where they were wearing masks and doing all the social distancing and everything else. So don't, because Kaiser, as soon as I think it might have been Supervisor Spiegel, or it might have been you, it brought up the Sweden deal, and Kaiser jumped, their death rate's going back up. Well, yeah, it went up slightly in the last few days, but that's probably because of immigration, because France is breaking back out in France and Italy and other places like that. So that's where you go of that. So I want to get to this as we're going. Number 4, Fauci just said when we would return to normality. And I just here's the bold quote on that. And I just want to get to that part. I think we're going to be going in the right direction towards approaching some degree of normality as we head into 2021 in the second, third, and fourth quarter of 2021. So that's good news? You've got to be kidding me. That is good news. 2021, well, maybe we're approaching some degree of normality as we run through the third, fourth quarter, again, he's saying scratch 2021 or scratch 21 as anything you known it before March of 2020. 2021 is going to look exactly like 2020 from March to now.
Why?
That's what he just said.
Don't say that.
They're ginning up the whole thing.
I'm over here doing all the graphic stuff.
Biden said you got to wear your masks and all that stuff, and they're like, Cuomo was on the deal. Oh, well, we can't trust Trump with Pfizer with the vaccine announcement and stuff. Trump will screw it up. Da 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 da. And Fauci even come out today and says, I'm going to take the vaccine. So what's the big deal? They're ginning it up. Newsom said it yesterday at his press conference. Well, we don't know about this vaccine and all this and da 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 da. They're setting this up to where they're going to kill off, they're going to make you peasants in 2021. They're going to crash.
Carla writes in, okay, if you're Fauci, what would you do, Roy?
If I was Fauci,
here we go. Thanks, Carla.
I would pull out the 357.
Don't say that.
And point it to my head. No. No. If I would do what Scott Atlas, Kelly Victory said, or Sweden. I would have let it run its course. It's going to do what it's going to do. And then we'd have been over it, done with it, out of it. We would have been past it, done, back to our daily routine, nothing happening. What Fauci, Joe Biden wants to do, what Newsom, the evil twin governors from New York and California, Cuomo and Newsom have done of this, has caused much more death, destruction over COVID-19 than ever was. Social distancing does not work. Masks do not work. You are not defeating a virus, period, of that. It's going to come back at some other form of that, notwithstanding the Pfizer thing. And if you want to do that, who was the one that cut the hurdles to do that, to get the Pfizer vaccine, if you're pro-vaccine on that? Donald J. Trump. If you would have went to the way, Joe Biden's been in office for 47 years. That vaccine from Pfizer would have been approved at its best from 2 years from now. Trump got it done in 6 months.
Oh.
So now they're trying to take the credit or the ability of that, or say Trump will mess it up, da 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 da, we got to wait, da 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 da. Screw that. And they're doing that. And if it wasn't for Trump dropping the regulations and getting and uncuffing the private sector, which Joe Biden, Gavin Newsom, Andrew Cuomo, Nancy Pelosi have done for decades, and with China and all that and screwing us up, Pfizer would not be ready to release this vaccine as they said today. So that's what you have to look forward to, Carla, with your beau, Biden, and of that going forward, is they will screw it up as they have done for decades. It would not have happened in any stretch of the imagination as quickly as it's happened today. It would have took 4 to 5 times longer if you would have listened to the Anthony Faucis of the world and how they have done things before. And that's one of the things he has thrown a hissy fit over, that whole thing of going, and like Dr. Scott Atlas and Stephen Burks and all these yo-hos were having a fit when Scott Atlas came on board the Trump team on the COVID of that. That's why. Get it done and get on with it. Not playing the political game and driving the costs up 20 times higher than it should be. So 1/10 of the people can get it, and the drug companies make a lot of money. That is Joe Biden and his 47-year record. Go look it up, Carla and y'all who support him.
Stephen writes in, San Diego just got shut down by Newsom for another 3 weeks. We were in the purple zone.
Yes, do the closed again logo in there on that.
Yes, sir.
Of that.
We're gonna have to teach you.
Yeah, that's what we San Diego was in that in the graphic we had, and Orange County is threatened to go in it next week. And Galley said, the mortician said, half of the counties by next week, half of the counties will have backed up and most of the populated counties in California will have backed up a tier by next week. according to Galley, which Orange County was really, and maybe San Francisco are the only two, or Alameda up in the Bay Area are the only ones left to go. I want to get to this because Cliff asked me to explain a little bit about the whole election fraud and Bedford's law of that. So flip up number 4.
Really quick, Mark
Yes.
Austin writes in. He said he had a couple questions and he wanted to see if you answer it. What is the count this year on just the regular flu?
On the regular, beats me. It's like it probably hasn't. Nobody's really reported it, but we'll make a notation of that and do that and find that for you. But yeah, that's a very good question, Mark. Yeah, what's the regular flu count? Maybe Kelly Victory will know. Maybe remind us to bring it up. Maybe she'll have an answer. Stay tuned, Mark. We might get an answer for you yet. So this is Bedford's law, and it's based on statistics of that, and it's statistical running of numbers and stuff of that. And while it is not a 100% marker, one of the things that it's used for is to find instances of fraud. You can see numbers always have patterns. If you want to teach your kids math or something, just get them to recognize patterns, or anybody, kids or anybody. You want to know math, just recognize patterns and stuff. Math becomes very easy. And that's what Bedford's law is. They run the numbers through. Numbers will run patterns as you're going through, as you're running, and you see the numbers on the charts. And I'm going to go through this kind of fast. But you see how the curve goes like that? It's called Bedford's law or Bedford's curve. The laws of probability say in a large number, if you do a small number, it won't, but a large election, you got 20,000 votes, 100,000 votes, millions of votes. The number patterns are going to work the same. So this is a guy that run the stuff on Allegheny County in Philadelphia. So you see how the blue is the Biden vote. Look at how the blue goes up on the number ones, and then because each one of those is the numbers that come through, then it goes down, then it comes back up, almost exactly in statistical improbability on Bedford's curve. Now look at the Trump numbers. Almost looks in the red, almost looks exactly like the Bedford curve. You look at the second, and that's the poll vote. The other, the one to the right, is the absentee vote, I think. Almost, but a little bit more of that on the deal. It's looking a little bit more, but you're seeing the curves go a little bit more in the direction of that. That's absentee ballots, which were actually, I like that, which are actually certified, not the mail-in ballots. Different deal. Absentee ballot is something that you requested. They checked the signature, da-da-da-da. So they ran that, and that one came out very close. And then then it goes on to do the mail-in ballots, and it goes squirrely, like you see the frequency one on the left, the frequency of person, Biden, and the theory of that. You see where it goes all haywire on that. So you're seeing, and Trump said, absentee ballots, fine. There's a system, they check it off. If you show up to the poll, your name is already crossed off the list. My name wasn't crossed off the list because I got a mail-in ballot, and I went to the polls. One reason why I went to the polls this week on the deal of that. Put the election fraud in there if you can, please.
I'm not doing anything else.
So when you go to it, that, and then, because if I would have requested an absentee ballot, there would have been a line across my name at the polls, and they would have said, you've already voted, or you've already got an absentee ballot. Have you sent it in? Da, 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 da. And then if I said, no, I didn't send in my absentee ballot, or that, they would give me what's called a provisional ballot, which goes in a separate stack, and then they would have checked it when it gets to the register of voters to make sure my absentee ballot didn't come in. Because two things. The first thing that happens, if I did send in an absentee ballot and I voted to the polls, they would disqualify both. Second thing is I could potentially be charged with a felony on committing voter fraud because I voted twice. So that is anybody that sent in more than one ballot, of people that got more than one ballot mailed to them, hint, hint. If you sent them both in, I
didn't do that, though.
And yeah, you didn't do that because, yeah, you can technically be charged with a felony crime of...
I did receive 2, though.
Yes, and how many... Tons of people... I'm saying probably 80% of the women in California probably receive 2 ballots because they're under 2 name. They're at least under. I'm going to say most women by average are going to change their name at least once during their lifetime. So when you go through the deal of that, and that's how you do that's one of the things, and it's a statistical anomaly of that when you do that. When you look at that, where the mail-in ballot is coming up,
it up there
on that. Well, give me the. Well, I did that. I'm just used to doing that on that. Well, flip me number 4 up on the way you're doing it.
Like that?
Yeah, or yeah, you can do that in the small screen or whatever. But just to show them the example of it.
Oh yeah, that's horrible.
Of that. But yeah, we're working out the technical difficulties here.
People, you wanted election fraud, and then I did that.
Well, that was good, and it was. But no, yeah, we're figuring out a little bit of stuff. But no, if you look at the anomaly of that whole deal on that, when you're going through the deal, look at the left where it makes no sense on that. But the absentee ballots, which actually have a process that's in place, and it's pretty hard to crack that. Look at how Bedford's curve almost works in almost to a T of what's going on. So, along with all the other allegations that are going on, these are why people are raising questions. If you go through the statistical analysis, and if you really want to go through that, and you're good at math or statistics, just look up Bedford's law and do all the stuff. It works. I can tell you this. I did in that, and it was a reason I was able to predict the Jeff Gaiba victory in 2016 and the Hewitt victory in 2018 when they were behind in the polls by using statistics and things like that going on, because when you do the math, then as the old saying, figures don't lie, but liars figure, and so we're that's the whole enchilada on that. So this is how we're going on that. We're going to be joining KMET here in a few minutes. Going back and forth on that. I think I got most of what? I think I covered most everything that I wanted to get in the half hour. A lot of stuff to go on today of this on. We forgot to say what. Well, we'll remember. Yes, but we forgot something on the intro. See if we pick it up on when we join KMET here in a couple minutes. You'll find out.
30 seconds.
There we go. And we're about ready. About 30 seconds, we'll be joining KMET. And then we'll, very soon after that, we'll have Dr. Kelly Victory.
Hi, Stephanie.
In a second. Jeez.
No, I didn't have my mic on. And then he got 2.
All right, guys, here we go.
KMET1490am.com and download your free phone app today. IE Newswire Daily is on the air.
The following is a paid program. Views and claims expressed are those of the program producer and are not endorsed by this station. Opinions expressed are not necessarily those of radio station KMET, its management, employees, or affiliates.
There's that funky slide guitar music that comes on every Monday through Friday on the Internet. 1490 AM broadcasting all over the Inland Empire on the AM band, joining our video audience, which is getting a lot more spectacular thanks to Stephanie on that. Going on that on IE Newswire, as the aforementioned, on Twitch, Facebook, and
on YouTube. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and share us all over your world. And check out our Instagram page.
Yes. And we'll be having Kelly Victory on in a couple minutes here. Coming up, more counties got moved, including Riverside and San Bernardino in LA. We're already in the purple. San Diego and some Northern California counties got moved. I think 11 in total. Orange County is threatening next week by the mortician galley up there, the head state official up there has said, on top of that, that we are going to, the Orange County will probably be then, and he anticipates half of the counties will back up on the tiers on that and be locked down harder. In Newsom, Governor Hairgel are trying to throw cold. We have a vaccine. They want to get approval of that. And to throw more cold water on that, Fauci says we basically are 2021 is going to repeat of 2020 from March on with the
Lame.
lockdowns and everything else going
So
on.
are full-blown lockdowns.
Maybe not 100% like in Riverside County and San Bernardino counties, but no inside dining, a 25% capacity outside, on and on and on. And again, like I said, you got Orange County, if they get bumped up to the purple, they'll have to jump through three tiers to get to the
Why are you pointing at me?
deal of that.
I know.
Because it's 535. So we did in the half hour and to put an expert's opinion on this. We have the aforementioned, based on the latest developments coming up in the past couple of days. She's a trauma surgeon, major consultant to major corporations.
It just does. Obviously, one of the out and said and made the announcement. Pfizer said we've got a vaccine. Kind of remarkable, and I put that in air quotes, timing on how that came out after all of this time of waiting for a vaccine. That 48 hours after we have a new president, we all of a sudden have a vaccine on the horizon.
Yes, it's something that's going on, and Fauci was quoted yesterday saying, basically, you can you from March of 2020, you can expect that all of 2021.
Right. Well, they've gone back and forth on whether or not, we should be expecting a vaccine. And frankly, as you know, while I am very pro-vaccine in general, I am very pro-vaccine when they're vaccines that have been well-tested, highly vetted, where we can really attest to their safety profile as well.